Hey guys, thank you for joining. Have you tried adding conditional formatting to a multi-row card visual in Power BI? If so, you probably know that it doesn't work. It's a little bit frustrating. We don't have that capability in Power BI. I've been struggling with this matter for a while as well, but today is the day, my friends. I do have the solution and I'm gonna share this with you in this tutorial. So let's do this. Here we are in Power BI Desktop, and let me show you what I'm talking about here. So we have this table here, and we are using profit measures. So we have the current profits, previous year profits, delta profit, and also we have profit growth. So we have this table already here, and it's quite straightforward if we want to add conditional formatting to profit growth, if we are using a table visual. So let me show you how it works. You probably know this. So let's go over here, profit growth, right click, and then we have the option here, conditional formatting. For this particular case, let's select icons, just to give an idea about what I'm talking about here, okay? So we're gonna be applying rules here. The field is gonna be profit growth, which is the measure, and then the icon layout is gonna be in the left side, so that's fine. And here, let's apply two rules, okay? The first rule here is gonna be if it's equal or greater than minimum, this is gonna be number, less or equal to 0, number here as well, and let's select here this down arrow, red. And then we can also add another rule here. So this is gonna be if it's greater than 0, less or equal to maximum, number here, and then let's look for the up arrow. So it's right there. Let's hit OK and let's see what happens. Check this out. You can automatically see the trends here, right? If it's positive, you can see the green arrow here, the up arrow, and then if it's negative, it's gonna be the down arrow and also in red. And I wanna do this by using the multi-row card visual. So let's see how it works. We can copy this if we want, Control C, Control V, over here, and then let's change the visual. Here is the multi-row card visual. Let's select this one, and then we can make a couple of adjustments here as well. So we only care about profit growth, okay? So let's delete this for now. Perfect. So let's make a couple of adjustments here as well. So let's see what's going on here. We can also remove labels if we want. More options here. Let's go over here, labels off. Okay, so let's say that we want to add here conditional formatting to this card. Let's go over here again, right click, but nothing. We don't have the option here to add conditional formatting. So that's what I'm talking about here, okay? So how do we do this then if we want to add conditional formatting to this visual? So there is a workaround here. There is a solution, like I said before. In order to solve this issue, we're going to use DAX, and also we're going to use this popular function called UniChart. So let's do this. So let's go over here again, and let's create a new measure, okay? So let's create this measure. We're going to call this year-over-year percentage, and let's use circles for now. Green and red circles, okay? So let's call this then green, red, okay? So we're gonna use variables here. Please pay close attention, okay? The first variable is gonna be green circle. Like I said before, here we're gonna use this popular DAX function called UniChart. So it's right there. And then there is a code here as well that we have to use, okay? I'm gonna share with you the website where you can get these codes, okay? For green circle, it's 12A994, okay? So that's the first variable. The second variable is gonna be the red circle, okay? So red circle here, the same DAX function here, UniChart as well. And then the code is gonna be 128992. All right. And now let's use return here. Here we're gonna use the if function. Check this out. If profit growth is less than or equal to 0, this should be the red circle, okay? The variable that we just created. Let's keep going. If that's not the case, we can use another condition here. If profit growth is greater than 0, so what happens here? Let's call the green circle variable. And then for else, let's leave it blank. So let's do this. Let's use the blank function here. And then we are ready to close parentheses. Check this out. So let's see what happens. So now let's add this new measure into this table. Let's drag and drop here. It's thinking. Boom. So now we have here the green and red circles. So this is looking better, right? I'm gonna move this a little bit. So let's select here this measure instead. Check this out. So now you can see the circles here. So that's what we're talking about. And as you can see, we need to improve this measure. So let's go over the measure again and check this out. Here, what we're gonna do is next to the circle, we're gonna add the values, the profit growth itself. So how do we do that? Check this out. This is critical, my friends. So let's add N here. And then let's add space as well. And here, so let's add profit growth. Check this out. Profit growth. And let's do the same for the green circle. Check this out. Perfect. So let's approve these changes. Remember that we are improving this measure. So let's see the changes live here. Boom. So now we see numbers next to the circles, right? So this is perfect. So it's getting better, but we still need to improve this code. So let's keep working, okay? So as you can see, this should be percentage. So what we need to do here is we need to multiply this by 100. Check this out. And then once we multiply this by 100, we need to round this number as well, just one decimal. So let's do that. So we're gonna apply this, the round function, and then here, this should be just one decimal. Check this out. And we can do the same thing for the green circle. So we can even copy this again, Control C, and then Control V. Check this out. Let's approve these changes. We are almost there, folks. It's thinking. Fingers crossed. Boom. We need to add here the percentage symbol. Let's keep working. So we're gonna add here and the operator here, and operator, and then here we're gonna use the percentage symbol. So let's do the same here for the green circle as well. Check this out. Let's approve the changes and let's see what happens with our visuals. Fingers crossed, my friends. Perfect. It's working perfectly fine. But guess what? Check this out. As you can see, we don't have profit growth in 2017, and we don't have profit growth in 2021. But we are seeing here blank values, right? There is nothing there. We don't see numbers. So we need to make an adjustment. We need to improve the measure that we're working on. So let's keep working. So we are here again. Check this out. We're gonna add here another if statement. Let's go over here again. If, and then here. So if profit growth is equal to blank, just give me blank. Okay. If that's not the case, let's apply the other conditions. Perfect. Let's make a couple of adjustments here and then here as well. And then let's add another parenthesis here. So let's approve these changes and let's see what happens. Fingers crossed. Perfect. So now this is working perfectly fine, my friends. Now we have a really nice multi-row card visual. So how do we read this visual again? So we are saying that 2018 profits against 2017 profits is so much better by 68%. And then you can also check the other years if you want to see the performance. You can even sort this better. Okay, sort by year, that's correct. How about descending? So you can do whatever you want here. Okay, boom. As you can see, this is for circle icons. How about if you want to do this for up and down arrows? You can do that as well. Check this out. So the only thing that we need to have here is the unit chart code for the up and down arrows, and I do have them. So what we're gonna do here is the following. Let's copy this measure, Control C, and let's create another measure. Right click here, new measure. Check this out, Control V, and let's rename this measure. So let's call this up, down if you want. It's up to you, okay? So let's call this measure year-over-year percentage growth up, down. And here we need to have the unit chart codes for the up and down arrows. For the up arrow, this should be 9650. And then for the down arrow, this should be, then we need to modify the variable name here. So let's call this up. And then for this should be down. And once we are here, we need to also change the variable names here. So this should be down. This is the variable that we just created. And then for green, this should be up, the variable that we just created. And then we are good to go. So let's approve these changes and let's see what happens. It's thinking. Perfect. We just created a new measure. So let's duplicate this multi-card visual, Control C, Control V, and then let's change the measure and let's see what happens. Fingers crossed, my friends. Check this out. Boom. So there you have it, my friend. You have the option to select between circle and arrows. Really, really powerful features in Power BI. Alright folks, I hope you found this tutorial helpful. If so, please give me a thumbs up, share with your friends, leave your questions and comments below, and of course, don't forget to subscribe if you don't want to miss anything. Check these tutorials out, really good content as well if you want to keep sharpening your Power BI skills. Alright, thank you guys for your time and see you next time.